And thank you so much for waiting. We're about to kick off game
yeah.
number 4 on Sanhok. Last game of Miramar was redemption day for 4 Angry Kids. They started off the tournament so well, and now they're coming back in, maybe trying to get a taste of that top 8.
It's going to be very, very exciting, and this is it, where these teams stand so far in Group A. Katana, after a strong point performance, have actually overtaken InsideGames. Quick Math, my God.
They can smell it.
Man, like 2 points out. They've just creeped step by step. Credit where credit is due. That takes a lot of mental fortitude at the end of the day. Like, because you're kind of like, you just want to do it in one game, but they've kind of had to do it over 3 games. Although DOS Pilots and 4 Angry Kids, they've moved up and they've gotten a lot closer. Like DOS Pilots, I'd love to see the comparison of their points in today's games alone compared to the previous games leading up to us. And of course, 4 Angry Kids with that fantastic 20-point game in the second Miramar.
You got to give props. Like the teams, a lot of the teams that had to put in a performance today, they've been doing so well.
Yeah.
You've got still some teams that are kind of struggling, like the likes of HeartShift, LXC, even Ferrari Breach. They like today. I think they've been doing good on Miramar, like positioning wise. They got a bunch of kills. They got to be consistent on the next 2 days, though. That's the thing.
But it's not a 4 Angry Kids result, right? It's not a 4 Angry Kids result, and that's a kind of most important thing for these teams. They have to get that huge point game to just shift it upwards. As I said, that's what I'm saying. It's really, got to give credit to Quick Math because they've done it over 3 games, and that can be tough.
And all eyes are going to be on Quick Math. They can smell it. They're only 2 points away from the 8th position, and as InsideGames, they are now in 8th. So all eyes are going to be on this team once again. Usually what they like to do is go for boot camp. No big fights happen in boot camp. It's never happened so far, and you won in like Group B, and it wasn't all that significant. But actually, Quick Math, they are shifting up the gear, and they're going for Painan instead, which I think that Painan compared to boot camp is a lot more valuable in terms of repositioning, because positioning is everything on Sanhok. And you have maybe a little bit less loot compared to boot camp, because boot camp is all about that loot. Same for the likes of Paradise Resort. So if you can try and get that under your belt, it's also pretty good loot early on.
Wait, Quick Math haven't gone to boot camp?
Yeah, they haven't. It's Milky Way this time.
But Quick Math have now shifted 3D Max away from Painan.
I mean, 3D Max, they used to always go for Painan, but we saw that yesterday. They didn't go for Painan. Actually, they went for the location between the likes of Painan and also just in the open area of this island.
Yeah.
And they because they had that one big game in that area, and they're just feeling confident to go there. And this is a pretty northern shift.
I think this is kind of one of the first northwesterly shifts we had in phase.
D.
Yeah, it definitely feels like one of the strongest we've had anyway, and it's kind of nice that. Oh yeah, even yesterday. Actually, yesterday ended around the bridge side of where YMC are.
Alpha, yeah.
But I'd like to see it end towards kind of above Camp Charity, maybe even towards Paradise Resort or Boot Camp. I'd love that kind of finish. I want to see it happen. Of course, we're going to see a lot of quick rotations coming through. One of the frustrating things for the players in Sanhok is the fact that the circle closes in a lot quicker compared to Erangel and Miramar. So you have less time to loot, less time to think, and less time to really strategize in Sanhok. So you kind of got to go, okay, we're looted up, we've got basic stuff, let's get the hell out of there.
Exactly. Positioning is it's everything in this game.
It is.
And also the thing is, one big thing also on Sanhok is 3-man parties.
Exactly.
And even 4-man, 5-man parties, we already saw those happen. Is your team fights, if they don't end in the first 20 seconds, you're pretty sure another team is going to try and get involved in that fight and try and steal kills. So if that fight, after 20, 30 seconds, doesn't finish, you get the hell out of there, because you know another team is going to be lurking. Something
like that. I would generally tend to think that. I've seen it plenty of times. We've seen it plenty of times where a squad will initiate a team fight against another team in a compound. They might get 1 knockdown, maybe 1 kill. Great, it's all going well. And then 2 minutes later, you have a squad rolling in, basically going, okay, wait, you're not going to take it. Okay, so we'll take the squad fight away from you, and they get eliminated. Either that, or you'll see the initial squad get the wipe, but because they've left it too long, the shots that have been heard from teams around them, because Sanhok is smaller, they join in and take him out. So it's so tough dealing with Sanhok. The teams have just got to adapt, see what they can do, and of course get as many kills along the way.
As HeartShift, always, they go for the early game coastline drop, and this time they're going to go for actually towards the south to try and find boats. Hopefully, they had a few spawns down there. They should have some normally, and they can try and rotate on the west, up on the north, and find an easy entry point towards Hattin.
But if you remember yesterday, one mistake they made, I believe it was HeartShift, they left it too late. I don't know if I think it was HeartShift. Yeah, and they ended up getting taken out because they didn't do it early enough. So that is always something you have to be aware of as Tornado Energy. Securing knockdowns, taking away the kills over on the side of Last Crew.
Ferrari Breach and also YMCA, they were fighting. Washout did get taken out once again. He's always the first member to get taken out. Ferrari Breach, a little bit unfortunate. Rip, he does have that smoke and that boat as protection. The boat did explode, so he should be able to... He did find that res. And now Last Crew, they've got to try and just get a little bit back. They are doing a 2-2 split. That can get scary. Milky Way, they're also a team that are going to try and find a coastline on the river. They go through the rice field. Is that rice? It looks like rice. I'm pretty sure it's rice. Makes me hungry now. Damn. Thank you.
Shoot a message to Uncle Ben's and see if it's rice. As Tornado Energy, they've gotten a couple of kills in the hands of Last Crew. Last Crew have had a great day, though, in fairness. They've had a lot of successful games and a lot of really strong performances. So, you know, ending on a bad one in Sanhok wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Of course, they can get as many points as they can. They'll take them.
I talked about this yesterday. I talked about like the connection point of the river where like everything connects. You have a lot of bridges, you have a few compounds. Yeah. That's taken over by Katana and also 4 Angry Kids. And I talked about why this is such a good location because you can easily rotate to every single island on Sanhok.
Yep.
So it's like an early game rotation is like even better than Painan for your late game rotations. So it's super valuable.
And
for
you have multiple
teams.
Angles. And you have multiple angles. The only kind of fear for Katana right now is you have Cook Math behind them and 3D Max. So it could put them under a little bit more pressure where they're pinched, but we're seeing the shots being fired from both Katana and 4 Angry Kids in each other's direction as we see Milky Way, Offstring, possibly looking to throw a grenade. They know there's a squad there. Not in that house, my dude, unfortunately, but you got to try and do what you can do as shots and grenades being fired also by Ferrari Breach in the direction of Milky Way. I really like this push. It's a bit of a kind of a 2-2 flank coming out from Milky Way, but unless they've really got full idea of where Ferrari Breach are, it might go against them.
Yeah, especially because Washout was taken out by Ferrari Breach earlier, so it's going to be a 4v3 compound breach. Marco going to try and find an angle. They win one building. Here it is. Nice shot. Going to be finding, actually, it was a few bullets there. Finds DP and Offstring in the process. Zoom is going to be the next focus. Man's going to try and get out of that building, find a different angle. oKKo got knocked away by Zoom of Milky Way. Now it's going to be still really good early game fight. Going to try and peek a little bit. Doesn't quite find the headshot this time around. And now it's going to be only 2 members of Ferrari Breach going to be remaining. And I'm pretty sure the res might happen. Zoom is going to try and res back up DP. Offstring will be the next one in line.
That's the thing. It was a great kind of initial kind of flank and push, but unless you're really sure of where your team, the enemy team are and what buildings they're in, it is always a risky play to kind of go in a 2-2. But the revives have come up.
InsideGames and Rewatch, they're going to clap back and forth. A lot of members going down on their side. And so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be the outcome of that fight. Offstring and DP going to be very low. They do res back up. And InsideGames, they're going to be taken out. Rewop in 16th position. Not the performance they were looking for to get out of those last 8 positions. But now, Milky Way, they res back up. They survived that fight they had earlier. Those 3 headshots. And there it is. EduCoz does clap back. But doesn't quite get him.
He actually got friendly fire.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, indeed. Although I zoom. Hey, look. You know. Normal service resumes, gets the knockdown onto one member, Ferrari Breach, of course, oKKo, and now DP is flanking around. Ferrari Breach get eliminated. Offstring coming in, getting those kills along with the rest of his team, and they will move on through, secure that compound, and it is inside the center of the circle.
I'm so sad that Ferrari Breach didn't have the opportunity to turn that double knock in like
Yeah,
something bigger.
it's a shame.
That would have
It's a
been
shame.
so freaking cool.
You know,
but
maybe at
unfortunately-
that point,
Look at 3D Max though.
maybe at that point they should have been a bit more aggressive.
Maybe. The 3D Max,
No.
once again, a team under a lot of pressure between the likes of Last Crew and Quick Math, and also a little bit of gatekeeping that might happen from Tornado Energy in the distance. And they are not having the performance of a lifetime at the start of this game because, once again, it's Sanhok, your early game fights. They're going to happen even more than what you're expecting. Quick Math has the res back to a 4-man team. 3D Max, Phantom, and Solar still in that building in that compound. Last Crew, they're going to make it through the bridge in the distance.
Oh, and Salonzo with that grenade.
No, not in.
Not quite connecting on Solar. A little bit short, unfortunately. And now Katana, they have moved a little bit away. They've actually gone across the river into one of those compounds in the North Island. It's a nice, you know, kind of step-by-step movement and positional change from them. So it's kind of evolutionary. They're not just kind of holding on to the edge of circle. They're going, okay, well, look, if we can move into this compound that's a little bit more inside the circle, it's a little bit more towards kind of a safer position down into future phases.
Last Crew, they saw Tornado Energy, and they didn't want to make it through, actually, that bridge. So now they're going to get closer and closer to 3D Max, Phantom, with a QBZ, and the AKM. Going to be Solar.
Ooh, wow.
Gappy going to be the
There you
first
go.
casualty on their side. He does instantly flush it out. Nicely done in the blue zone. But now it is ticking closer and closer. They're going to try and get better in position for that compound. Rip, nice angle. Solar doing so much work, but unfortunately doesn't quite find that spray. Going to be knocked away by Rip. And now Last Crew, only going to be one member standing, is going to be Phantom of 3D Max. Let's hope he can do the performance. He's going to do the smart move, get out of the building, maybe try and find a different angle. But here it is. Finds Mutt.
no.
And he finds the totality of Last Crew and takes them out completely. He might even find the res on top of Solar. If he has a med, he can survive that phase and get in circle.
If I were him, I wouldn't secure the res because time is ticking, my friend. Get in the circle, stay going as that team, as the surviving members, and just kind of push on through all the while as the circle is closing in. You have Katana, you have Tornado Energy pushing up against each other on the southwesterly side. You have DOS Pilots outside of the circle in the blue zone pushing their way through. HeartShift, YMCA are there. All the while, Milky Way and InsideGames are going against each other in the center of the circle
Across
the river.
Yeah, just going to be a battle of knocks. They did knock away Mans. Might have to use a few meds, and the shit is going to be... Ooh, that was the shift you were looking for, I believe, Imperium. Just a little bit of mountainside. Going to be on the tippity top of the mountain. But we're still in the half game. We're only halfway up.
Oh, baby. I like it. I like the circle. Quick Math turning their attention onto Stellar. Beamy gets taken out.
Chucky.
Katana, Maxi Zor thrown out. Well, a GG. Does get taken out by his teammate, but either way, it's still a kill for the team. It's a point for the team. And of course, it's giving them just a little bit more freedom to push into the edge of the circle. All the while, 3D Max still in the blue zone, still on the southern island, should I say. Trying to go potentially over the bridge. Now, Alex G, they don't want to end on a bad performance. They want to secure as many points as they can. All the while, YMCA are putting Tornado Energy under a bit more pressure.
Yeah, Tornado Energy, they were doing a 2-2 split, and now the split, once again, the split of miracles, I'm going to call it right now for Tornado. It's a compound example. They have a nice location to work with, but unfortunately, Katana is going to push them back, and they don't have anything to fall back on. So they're going to have to take this one head on. Max is all going to try and find a few angles. Is that QBZ? Doesn't quite connect, unfortunately, all that much.
Is still there.
Also got a few fights of LXG and Unity and DOS Pilot and HeartShift, so that fight will be ongoing. But Compi is a little bit pushed forward. Maybe can surprise the members of Katana. Going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds, but still they are not quite in circle. They have to shift a little bit more towards that mountain.
Talking about kind of shifting a little bit more, DOS Pilots, they went right head heels in the direction of HeartShift. They lost Rita. They lost POLLADERUC. Well, Rita's still knocked down, but is going to lose life, leaving just the two members of DOS Pilots trying to flank a little bit safer into the circle, but 3D Max are there all the while. YMCA Turbo Banani takes down the side of Tornado Energy with a little bit of help from Katana.
People say bananas are good for you, but not here, not for Tornado Energy. And they're going to be taken out of the picture. in 13th position. For Angry Kids, their team, once again, that cross-section of the river is going to be really interesting for them. They had an easy rotation point to make it through, but still they have a pretty flat area to work with, can get scattered out pretty easily.
They can also, for Angry Kids can also go a little bit closer to the coastline. That's lower down, and they'll be able to stay a bit more protected. But the two members of DOS Pilots, particularly ctrkN, that are still going, secures 1 kill onto the hands of Maxizor from Katana, as Azvarin being put under pressure by Turbo Banani.
I'm trying to find a few shots, a little bit peek left and right. Can he find it? Oh my god, Azvarin clapping back, but taking quite a bit of heavy damage in distance. Sakura, if he can get a little bit of a higher ground, that could be really impactful. But Azvarin got knocked out by Banani, and the shift is pretty high up north, and actually not many teams are in there. He's only got Milky Way, Unity, and InsideGames. This is going to be a hectic late game.
There's also LXG that are kind of on the mainland going into the circle from the westerly side, but you have seniks from InsideGames pinching LXG potentially. All the while, Zampeek and Odstrelovac, they're in hat him, along with the likes of Unity. All the while, Milky Way, they are holding on the compound on the south side of this circle. They're going to be able to somewhat camp Stellar. But now, Katana, they're popping off onto Quick Math. They're popping off onto anybody that they can get their hands on. Quick Math are doing the exact same. They did get a couple of knockdowns onto 4 Angry Kids, but 4 Angry Kids do get eliminated by... Sorry, 4 Angry Kids do eliminate Quick Math.
Quick Math, they needed just 2 points. I think that's not going to be enough for them to make it back in that top 8. So they had a taste of it. Now they're going to have to fight it tomorrow.
Especially with InsideGames and Katana
still up there.
Still up there.
They still have that compound. They are doing this split. Only 1 member remaining is going to be also Tizarinder is on the other side on the main island.
Wow.
He might try to make it through.
Look at that
nice grenade from Orange on Odstrelovac. And now Zampeek is like, okay, I'm going to go pick that up. Juicy point if you want to. But they're not going to be able to commit to that one. There it is. He's going to get that juicy point. That's what we're looking for.
You also have Pixelic is kind of on the coastline behind that rock, maybe pushing away. 4 Angry Kids who get eliminated by Katana. But they walk away with a good couple of kills, a couple of squad wipes, and of course that chicken dinner in that second game in Miramar. We're down to 10 teams, 30 players left standing in this phase 4. 3D Max rotating. How the hell have 3D Max been able to survive? We saw them in phase, I think it was like phase 2, deep in the blue zone, and they were kind of close to Quick Math, they were close to DOS Pilots, but they've been able to survive. However, talking about surviving, DOS Pilots, Lipsin, along with ctrkN, able to push down and take down Turbo Banani from YMCA. YMCA trying to push into a circle. They are 3 men strong with DOS Pilots behind them. Stellar to the east side of them, and of course Katana to the east side of them as well.
Oh no, they have the higher ground DOS Pilot, but no, oh my god, they knew exactly where they were positioned, and that's going to be instant karma, instant shutdown. YMCA getting them points that they were looking for. Unity picking up that fight that was happening earlier with InsideGames. InsideGames now only down to Zampeek, and that's going to be a 1v2 on their side on that fight, and actually pretty central shift overall. Katana going to be taken out in 9th position. Only 8 teams now. Positions are worth points. And this is going to be where it's going to be really, really impactful to be getting those extra positioning points overall. But now, Unity, they still got those 2 members. They're going to be pinched against that 1 member of LXG and that 1 member of InsideGames. They have a little bit of a coastline to work with, a few rocks, and a nice defensive position. And they are in circle too, which makes it just a little bit calmer for now.
Stellar and HeartShift are the 2 teams that have to take full advantage of this game. Because every single team around them are high up in the placements anyway. So they, whatever they can get their hands on in terms of points, in terms of kills, will greatly help them in the overall standings.
oKKo fell to his doom. Let's hope he can get res back up as Stellar. They're going to make the move to make it through that corridor. That can get a little bit scary, but teams can't really find an angle to shoot down on top of them, so they are safe for now. But when they make it out of that area, that's when it's going to get a little bit tricky, as YMCA in the back could shut down that rotation. And also the compound that everyone is looking forward to is the compound of HeartShift. As HeartShift Mike with that QBU going to try and find a few shots on top of YMCA. But now there's 2 members of YMCA. If they want to make it through, they might just fall to their death once again. And they're put under pressure once again by Mike. A little bit of slow rotation. Doesn't quite connect the bullets there. They have these rocky situations to just use as defensive. Like just rotate. They do make it to the other part of the mountain.
You
So now
gotta give credit to YMCA. They've navigated those rocks very effectively while going downhill, while fighting against a blue zone, and they're kind of surviving. Stellar are below them.
I love this.
I don't know if they heavily know that Stellar are there, but Stellar also kind of like split up enough that they shouldn't go against YMCA. They've got to worry about HeartShift. Tell you who also has to worry about the side of Unity. That is, of course, LXG.
Yeah, LXG X team, the last member, is going to try and make it through Milky Way. Going to be clashing with YMCA. YMCA Kajuti going to be taken out. They do have that compound. That high position that's going to be able to kind of slow down that rotation from YMCA. Sakura and Sampula are going to be remaining. And Estella, you can know they're just like, oh, damn, we got to make it through this entire open area where they have the high ground for Milky Way and also that compound for HeartShift. That's going to make it so hard for them to make it to a safer location, if you can see that there's any safer location, unless you do take that compound away from HeartShift. So, complicated late game for the likes of Stella. And now they got scouted out by HeartShift. So, if they make it through, I'll be heavily surprised.
I'll tell you, I know this sounds crazy because it's not in the circle, but if I was one member of HeartShift, I'd actually go towards that Lucre. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because 3D Max are actually firing off, and Solar does knock down Kaz, so Stellar are facing pressure from two teams. That is, of course, HeartShift and 3D Max. But 3D Max aren't in the circle. 3D Max have to try and go a little bit more northwards, get closer to InsideGames and Unity, who are inside the circle.
Damage can be everything there, because the circle at his face is a lot of damage, but their InsideGames can be clashing with Unity.
Oh, baby!
Instantly takes out Snoopy, but that's going to be also LXG that got taken out in 8th position.
It is.
Yeah, Stella, once again, as I said, if they got out of that position, I would have been heavily surprised.
Yeah,
Stella out in 7th position. 6 teams remaining. Now YMCA, they have to get away from the grasp of Milky Way on the top of that mountain. They have to go down, but still HeartShift and 3D Max, they're ready to shut down that rotation, and they're still not in circle. They're not out of trouble. The same for Milky Way, actually. They're in the same situation now as YMCA.
Oh, Milky Way, DP is going a little bit more forward. He's been a bit of a scout, which does make sense because Milky Way are a 4-man team. So they can kind of allow it. They can afford to lose a member. There is a couple of rocks and a couple of trees that they can kind of hide behind, and a bit of a high ground. But with YMCA, they're moving in from the mountain. They'll take any kill that they can get, because all Sampula and Sakura has to do, if they can, is peek a little bit further down, look in the direction of Milky Way, and we could see a bit of a issue for Milky Way.
Now, Milky Way actually are the only team that are in circle. So that can come in play a lot, because this compound from HeartShift is not at all there. And here it is. YMCA like, oh man, we're on the edge. We're going to have to drop down. We're going to take that drop damage. We're going to be knocked away in the distance. Another headshot comes on through from Unity. And that's going to be huge double point for them.
Great job.
Max Fan going to be knocked away. And now it's going to be all coming together. HeartShift, they're leaving that compound. Going to try and face on forward with the full forces of Milky Way. Milky Way going to backtrack just a little bit to get a little bit of cover from those rocks. Fanon once again got knocked away. Solo taking a little bit of tick damage from that zone. Nice grenade from mjyoh. Does knock away. Oh my god, they all going down. 3D Max got eliminated in 5th position. 14 remaining.
Wow,
DP got taken out.
look at this.
It's popping off inside games also.
HeartShift pulling out all the shots, taking down member after member of Milky Way. iZoom trying to get the revive onto Mans. He does successfully do that. Sorry, Mans trying to get the revive onto iZoom. But HeartShift are very nearly there. mjyoh put down to 20 health, but Mans is being spotted out by Mike. Mike actually didn't connect with those shots, and iZoom turned around and got the knockdown onto Mike right now. The play zone to take down mjyoh. HeartShift get taken out. They just couldn't secure that squad wipe onto Milky Way's Orange from Unity. It's going to be the one-man army in this 3v1 situation.
Trying to get involved at the very end there. It's going to be 1v2. Going to be Offstring and iZoom. He came in just at the right time to get away from that road. That was his hardest rotation. He did a perfect move to do it at that exact moment. Now this is smart from Milky Way. They're going to split a little bit, try and find a different angle of fight. Trying to pressure even more Orange from Unity. Offstring going to go on the left side. Right side going to be taken over by Zoom. They kind of know where he's located. Renegade going to get chucked on through. Maybe a little bit of chick damage. No, doesn't connect whatsoever.
Look at
now Offstring, he's going to get a nice... He can actually take him down from there. He doesn't have the information. He does get scouted.
You've got to remember that these players are playing in first-person view, so you can snake a little bit easier. Orange has dropped his bag. He's dropped the majority of his equipment because at this stage of the game, he doesn't need it. He just wants to snake his way through. He's got more of a central position inside the circle. iZoom is to the right of him. Offstring is to the left. He's waiting for the perfect moment. It's going to be tough for Orange, but we've seen him pull out some fantastic plays in this Phase 3 contenders. Can he he pull it off again?
He took that backpack off just to take a little bit of height
course,
away from the 3D
yeah,
models.
exactly.
That's great for them, just makes it a little bit easier to snake on through. Zoom, I'm surprised he hasn't quite been able to find him yet. And Offstring, he has that rock, but this is the last circle, and it is closing up right now. He does find Orange, gonna be deleted by Offstring. Milky Way, finally they're coming back. Not the best start of the day, but they finish it with a chicken dinner. I'll say that's just a great end for them.
Yeah, and also that did make it so that was Milky Way's third chicken dinner of this Phase 3 contender. But you can't take away from what Orange did as a kind of a one-man squad. You know, we saw it was two members who were kind of left going at the later stages of the game. I forget exactly who it was, but Zampeek from InsideGames took him out. So Orange was left alone. He took down Zampeek. He took down, helped to take down the likes of HeartShift. And then, of course, he was the surviving member and one of the two teams left going at the end.
I think this is one of the better games you can expect from Sanhok. Not an insane amount of 3D-man parties.
No.
And the late game was actually really interesting because it was really a lot of strategy getting involved in how you were going to rotate and being able to see ahead of those shifts.
And kind of the high ground that YMCA, we see that in Miramar, kind of, you choose the high ground hoping the circle is going to be in your favor, it goes against you. You have to make the call to try and get into that circle via the low ground, and it's always going to be tough. Same with Stellar. That's nothing that we don't see in Miramar. As I said, it makes it a little bit harder because the circle closes in quicker than in Miramar and Erangel.
So I find this was a pretty fun Sanhok game all around. Katana getting involved with Tornado Energy because Tornado Energy, they like to do that 2-2 split. They were a little bit overwhelmed by Katana, and that's what caused their downfall in that skirmish. That was Unity. Quizzy, finally at the start of the game, they were losing that first member pretty early on. Put them down to a 3-man army. Then, once again, Turbo, Banani, those angles were absolutely awesome. And then Example and Compot trying to do the moves. But once again, they had those rocks in the back. They couldn't really backtrack anywhere and find a safer location. They had to head on through with that fight on Katana. Did have a few nice shots, but it was not going to go their way.
Wasn't going to go their way, indeed. Credit YMCA. They held onto the high ground. They chose what they wanted to do, and they stuck to it. It didn't kind of pay off in the end, but a strong result, strong points. They pretty much secured their top 8 anyway, so, it's just kind of doing what they can.
Yeah, Pixel, he got rushed by Orange and Snoopy, got taken out of the picture. But yeah, that was stellar. That's when you knew they were going to try and struggle a little bit, that positioning, because the circle shift was definitely not going their way. And they were just 3D Max, heart shift, just completely lasering them down, had no chance whatsoever. Unity, as you said earlier, Zampeek, he did get that one flush instantly on that last member, putting Orange down as a one-man army. And then also you said YMCA, that they had to do something, but they just had no easy path to the lower ground, and they just got taken out in the process.
Man, it was tough. HeartShift did so much. They pulled in a lot of strong kills. They held onto that position, that compound. Maybe, you could say that maybe they should have dominated that game a little bit more, considering the circle was so much in their favor. But considering them, when you put into perspective of where they are in the overall standings, it was still a strong performance from them coming into the final stages of this Group A.
Only 2 teams with 0 points. That's not something on Sanhok do you see all that much. So that's actually pretty nice to see that. And Milky 21. Normally what you see is the points getting even. Actually, from 2nd position to 8th position, to 6th position, the points are pretty consistent overall. But 21 still, that's a big peak.
It's a big jump indeed. InsideGames, they got 12 points. It means that it's going to help their push into the top 8 and help their security into the top 8. As we look at the head-to-head between InsideGames and Milky Way, 2,385 damage from Milky Way. Ridiculous. Kill to damage ratio isn't really that good, but does it really matter because you got the chicken dinner, you got 11 kills. It just shows how dominating you were as a team in that game.
As I said yesterday, I got big numbers. I'm happy. It's just 2K, but I like that. But yeah, Offstring on Milky Way, he was just always pulling off the offensive on their side. Even Phantom, I got to give credit. Phantom has been picking shot after shot. They had a little bit of a hard encounter with Quick Math early on, but they rotated and got away.
3D Max, as I said,
I told you to go for the res.
In Phase 2, they were down in the kind of deep south in the blue zone, not even anywhere near the edge of the circle. They ended up in the North Island by by those compounds that InsideGames and
Unity
were, and that was just perfect positional play and movement inside the blue zone.
And here it is, the overall standings. We said it earlier, Tornado Energy, they got over that 200-point mark. Milky Way and Unity not too far off, almost getting there. But still, quick math, they almost had a taste of that top 8. I think, see, like, you had the Big Bang, and after the Big Bang, quick math apparently was still in 9th position. Are they going to move out from it?
Yeah, you know what? Of course they can. It's still, it's still not secure for InsideGames or Katana. I will say that... more likely, 3D Max, the top 6 have secured their spots, have kind of, temporarily guaranteed, getting into the final stage. But it's so close for InsideGames, Katana, Quick Math. And I got to give a lot of credit to 4 Angry Kids, DOS Pilots. And actually, even all the way down to even LXG, like, they have gotten a bit closer. They've kept that dream alive, which coming into the final 2 days... man, it makes our job a little bit more exciting.
I'm really happy to see these performances coming through from the lower end teams. Here it is, the schedule for tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime. We're going to have a set of 4 games coming your way. Back to the good old Erangel, double Erangel coming your way. There's going to be followed up with Miramar and end off, as always, with Sanhok. Imperium. Today was just an absolutely awesome set of games. I hope we're going to have the similar kind of stuff tomorrow.
Of course, we had a disappointing Miramar game, but the second Miramar game made up for it. That Sanhok finish was a little bit more normal than we've seen in previous Sanhoks. I cannot wait for tomorrow.
Thank you so much for checking out today's broadcast. We'll once again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European Summertime here on the PEL_Esports channel. My name was Maxman, joined by Imperium. Stay safe. See you next time.